Hey everybody, so today let's take a quick look and review of the Alexander Maclaren Study Bible. This Bible is the New King James Version, and it's put out by Thomas Nelson, and Thomas Nelson sent me this Bible for an honest review. So let's take a quick look at this Bible. If you do not know who Alexander Maclaren is, he lived from 1826 until 1910, and he preached from 1846 into 1903, and he's known as the Prince of Expositors. Now, we all know that Charles Spurgeon is the Prince of Preachers. Alexander Maclaren is the Prince of Expositors. So Alexander Maclaren was a Scottish Baptist pastor, and as I said, he's called the Prince of Expositors. So we can take a look at this Bible. I asked for the hardback, because it's a study Bible. So it comes with a dust jacket. So we can look on the outside of the dust jacket. We can see it says Alexander Maclaren Study Bible, Encouragement and Insights for a Christ-Centered Life. We take a look at the spine, and you can see Alexander Maclaren Study Bible, NKJV, and the Thomas Nelson insignia. So remember, this is a hardback. So there's no gold gilding. This could be white pages all around, and Thomas Nelson is still doing a good job with 2 3/8-inch ribbons, which I'm very, very happy for. So, if we take a look at the back of this Bible, take a look at the back of the dust jacket, we will see, explore the scriptures with insights from the Prince of Expositors. So we can see that this Bible has 66 books, introductions from Maclaren's work, 1,400 study notes, 380 Christ connection notes, 380 life application notes, and 209 passages outlines based on Maclaren's sermon outlines. And there's 8 essays throughout this Bible. And there's an exhaustive concordance in the back, and I'll show you that in a minute. This Bible retails for $50, but you could get it cheaper probably on Amazon or Christian Book. So let's take a look at the inside of the Bible. We take off the dust jacket, and we will see that the cover is the same as the dust jacket, and we will see that the spine on the hardback is the same as on the dust cover. When we take a look at the back of the Bible, we see that there's nothing, no writing on it like there is on the dust jacket, except for Thomas Nelson imprints the ISBN number once again, and I do not know why they do that. I wish Thomas Nelson would stop doing that. But that is the look on the outside of the Bible. So we take a look at the inside of the Bible, and we see that there is a 1 cardstock page. We go to the presentation page, and we go to, I believe it's 2 title pages. Title page 1, title page 2, and we're going to jump right into the copyright page, and we'll see that it's printed this year, and this was printed in China. And so there's a table of contents, preface to the New King James. Always good to read that if you're not familiar with the King James. Preface to the New King James. Always good to read it if you're not familiar with the New King James Version. Abbreviations, introduction, meet the Prince of Expositors, all about Alexander Maclaren. The Old Testament, and here we go into the text. Each book of the Bible has a 1-page introduction page, and it talks about the author of the book, timeline, theme, and each book, of the Bible has this type of introduction. So we go right to the text, and we will see it's a 2-column text, and it's going to be in paragraph form. except for the poetry section, which will be verse by verse. But as you can see, it's 2-column with the notes at the bottom are going to be single column going across the page. You have center column references, and then all throughout the Bible, you'll have, I believe it's 380 Christ connections, and you'll have 209 outlines based on his sermons. And let's see if we can find, there's life application. There's also 380 life applications all throughout the Bible. So again, it's going to be 2-column, 2-column, center column reference with your, not on every page, but on most pages you'll have notes at the bottom going across the page. And then you'll have 8 different essays throughout this Bible. And this one here is Why Did Maclaren Regard the Bible as Unique? So you'll have 8 essays throughout the Bible. In the poetry section in Psalm, as you can see, it's 2-column and it's verse by verse, 7-column reference, and you still have the notes at the bottom. Remember, notes are not on every page. And there's a passage outline and life application, so on and so forth, throughout the Bible. We go to Matthew 5, and we will see that it's going to be black letter text. It is not a red letter Bible. So it's a black letter text. After Revelation, we go right into the back of the Bible, and that is what the back of the Bible has. So we go bibliography, index of features, and then we come to an exhaustive NKJV concordance. I mean, this thing is massive. That right there is the concordance in the back of this Bible. As you can see, it's going to be 2-column on each page of the concordance. So there are 388 pages of 2-column text of concordance all the way through the back of the Bible. And then once you get done with the concordance, you get to the Thomas Nelson maps, the 8 Thomas Nelson maps. And after the maps, you come to a cardstock page, the back of the Bible, right there. So that was a quick look and review of the Alexander Maclaren Study Bible. This is a very unique and very nice study Bible. I was highly looking forward to this Bible. I would highly recommend, if you can, to pick one up if you are a fan of Alexander Maclaren. So thank you for watching. Have a good day, and God bless.